Hello students! Today for our remote assignment I'm going to be giving you guys notes over the origins of the Industrial Revolution. So for this lesson, for this assignment, you will need out a sheet of loose leaf paper. If you want to keep up the facade of numbering our notes, I guess technically this would just be page 3.3 because everything else you guys have been doing has been online. So I'll let you guys go ahead and pause the video so you can get the materials that you need. And I'm going to go through with these notes. So these are my picture notes of the origins of the Industrial Revolution. This is really kind of recapping the overview reading that you guys did a week ago in class before we knew whether we were going to be continuing to go remote or not. So I had you guys go ahead and do some inventions work for me first until that decision was made. Now we know we're moving forward and you guys are going to be taking notes. So for each of these pictures, I'm giving you a title. So in your notes, I want you to give me the heading, the origins of the Industrial Revolution. And then I'm going to have you write down the title and basically the synopsis of that picture for each one. These notes are going to be your exit slip or what you will take a picture of to submit to me for this assignment. So if you're taking these notes digitally, you can type them into a Google Doc, that's fine, and you can submit the Google Doc to me. But you will have to, this is your evidence of your learning for today, that you're doing something, that you're writing these down on a piece of loose leaf paper and you'll submit a picture of it, or that you will type it in a Google Doc and submit it to me that way. So with each one, you'll give me the title. So this one, the first picture is entitled Agricultural Revolution, and then you'll give me a summary of what that picture is. So let's get started here. For our picture about the Agricultural Revolution, now this is the most fun for me when we do this in class together because you guys get to chuckle at my artistic drawings here and we guess at what each of my symbols mean. So we're going to start in this top left-hand corner. This symbol here is a fence, and it symbolizes the enclosure movement. This symbol is seeds or in a field, so this is the seed drill. This is an ear of corn and it's rotating, so this is crop rotation. These three things were explained in your overview reading: the enclosure movement, the seed drill, and crop rotation, all increased production of crops. So we had more crops, that would lead to more people, increasing population because we could feed more people. Small farmers, though, lost their farms to those wealthy landowners who enclosed the fields. So those small farmers are going to get the pink slip. That's what this means. They're going to be fired or lose their farms. They're going to be bought out by those big farmers. And so they will move to the city. Urbanization, they're moving to the city that's urbanized to get jobs in these new factories that are starting because of the Industrial Revolution. And these things here are clearly machines in the factory, even if they look like little suns. So what you need to do for your notes, again, give me the title, Agricultural Revolution, and then explain the picture symbols here in that line provided underneath it. So what do we know here about the Agricultural Revolution? We have the enclosure movement, seed drills, crop rotation leading to an increase in crops, an increase in population. Small farmers lose their farms because they're bought out by the wealthy farmers, and then they move to the city looking for jobs in factories. The next picture is entitled The Domestic System. So go ahead and write that title down, and then I will go through the picture for you. Domestic system is when we have Mr. Farmer who picks the cotton, brings it home to his lovely farmer wife, and in the home she weaves it by hand to sell as clothing for money. Right? So the whole view of this one is that the work is being done by hand at home. So this is before the Industrial Revolution, how goods were produced. Picked by hand, worked on in the home. That's the consensus that you need to come to and write about in your notes for that one. This third picture is about the Textile Revolution. So your third title is Textile Revolution. Textiles are cloth or clothing, and I will admit for this one I did Google an image here. As you can see, I did not draw this spinning wheel here, but this is what we see with the Textile Revolution. So the Textile Revolution, the textile industry was the first one to industrialize, to begin using machines in factories. So you can see here again we have the worker who has the cotton here and using the spinning jenny or the spinning wheel that's powered by a water frame. They are going to weave that into cloth to be able to form textiles, right, to sell as clothing for money. So the Textile Revolution is that the textile industry, clothing, cloth industry is the first one to go through the Industrial Revolution. Our next picture is about factory production. So we're going to go ahead and give that the title Factory Production. And in my beautiful picture here, we have 3 workers working by hand, making 6 shirts and a little bit of money. Compared to those same 3 workers working on machines in a factory, producing triple the amount of clothing and making triple the amount of money. So factory production increases production, allows for greater production of goods, and increases the amount of money that people can make from that production. So factory production makes more goods, makes more money than workers doing it using the domestic system at home by hand. Picture number 5 is given the title Reasons the British Industrialized First. So go ahead and give it that title. And then we'll go through the pictures here for the reasons why the British are going to be the first to industrialize. So inside my dotted lines here are the 3 factors of production. This is one of your vocabulary terms for this unit. The factors of production are the land, labor, and capital. So land, I have the resources, and if you can guess what this one is here, that is coal. And then our production, the workers, or the labor, or the workers, and then the capital is money. So having those factors of production, all those factors of production that were necessary, that is something that the British had that allows them to industrialize first. E equals mc squared I've used as my symbol for my scientists. The British had an educated population, educated scientists who were able to invent many of the things that are going to be used during the Industrial Revolution. My picture down here, the water, they had the waterways or the means of transportation to be able to transport goods quickly across their country. Fifth Third, Chase, and Peoples are all different types of banks. The British had a very stable banking system that was able to give out loans to people so that they could invest in or become entrepreneurs, one of our vocab terms, to start new businesses and open these factories. And then finally, what you can see here are buildings on fire and people bloody in the street, but this is not happening in Great Britain. They were not going through any domestic unrest. They didn't have any revolutions going on like the French did in their own country, meaning they were stable. They had a stable government, which allowed that stability, allowed them to kind of surpass other countries in Europe to industrialize first. So the reasons why the British are the first ones to industrialize, they're number 1. The last picture in these picture notes are the effects of the Industrial Revolution. So for number 6 in your notes, you're going to write down effects of the Industrial Revolution. And then in your description of this picture, I want you to talk about how the Industrial Revolution is going to spread, right? Because of trains, steamships, and paved roads, we see an increase in transportation that allows for easier transport and trade of goods. This leads to greater profits, cheaper goods, so goods can become cheaper because there is an increased competition. You can sell goods in more places. And what we see because of that is increased trade. So if you guys can guess what countries these flags are from, we have Great Britain, France, Spain, Switzerland, Belgium, and Austria. All of these countries, of course, are in Western Europe, and they begin to trade with each other, and they're going to be the ones to industrialize first. So to recap here, we have those 6 different images, that my 6 different pictures. So in your notes, you need to have a different title for each of them, and then a description of that picture of what that is going through. I will post these pictures along with this video on Google Classroom for you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day.